Hey ladies, it's your girl Lala. In the previous weeks, we've gone over and shared a few details of my past struggles and my trials. As you ladies all well know that are living with trials and tribulations, living in darkness and feeling lonely and out of place and just really out of sorts. I want to talk to you a little bit today about relationships. You see, ladies, there was a time as I was growing up, where I was known as the honey with the big booty, or they used the term ghetto booty, which I absolutely hated. I had always been self-conscious about being very curvy because I blossomed at a very, very young age. By the time I was in the 3rd grade, I was already in trainers and already developing. So I went through a lot of insecurities and inhibitions about myself, and that's when my low self-esteem started, because I started being teased a lot, and I had women, a lot of girls in my peer group that used to tease me and comment and make rude remarks about me. And then, of course, the guys, or the boys, whatever you want to call them, in my age and some quite older than me, saw me a little different. And because of that, I took a lot of flack from the girls my age. So I got picked on a lot. As a result, I ended up in a lot of fights, and I hence began my life of violence, and being a very violent, very angry person, with a very short fuse and a very short temper, because I had gotten to the point where I had just got tired of being singled out and made to feel different, because I was more developed than they were, and I was getting more attention than they were. Wasn't attention that I was even asking for. I had heard all my life that Leos of the zodiac sign are very flamboyant and very boisterous, and they're very loud, and crave attention, and they do whatever they can to make sure they're the center of attention. And I never felt like I was that way. I never felt like I needed or really wanted to be the center of attention. I always tried to blend in. Ended up happening that way for me. I always commanded attention no matter where I went. Every time I would walk into a room, everybody would stop and stare at me. Boys, girls, adults, whoever. And it started to really bother me. I thought that there was something wrong with me, and I can't remember. I couldn't even count how many times I would run home crying to my mother, just distraught and not understanding why I was getting the treatment I was getting, or being, things being said to me that I didn't quite understand the meaning. It was hard for me, even as a young girl. I remember my oldest brother, that I spoke about previously. He was about 6.5, 7 years older than me. His homeboys, all of his best, all used to comment about how developed I was at my age, and a couple of them would even tell my brother, "I'm going to wait until she gets 18 and I'm going to marry her," And my brother would be like, "No, you're not, because I'll kill you if you touch my sister." So I've always been leery around people and their spirit. So I've always been very sensitive to other people's spirit, the energy around me, and I always tried to stray away from dark spirits and negative energy that I felt. If I could feel the hair on my arm raising or on the back of my neck, I knew that was the type of person that I didn't want to be hanging out with her, kicking it with her, whatever. But as I began to grow up, and I had a few really good girlfriends that I grew up with from the age of about 6 or 7. That one in particular, my sister, not by birth, but she's my sister, has been a part of my life, part of my struggles, a part of my victories, part of my journey for over 41 years. 42 years is a long time to love someone and to have them love you back unconditionally. She was a lot of times a better friend to me than I was to her. There were times when I wanted to give up on our friendship and our love for one another, and years would go by without us speaking or seeing each other. But she never lost her loyalty for me. Whether it's a friendship or romance, it's work. It's like an everyday job. And I've had my share of seasonal friends and acquaintances and relationships. I never really had what you would consider a boyfriend until I was 18. And my first love was around the same age as my oldest brother was, if he had still been living. He told me all the things that I wanted to hear. When I met him, we worked at the same place, and he always commented on how I looked. Always tried to make me laugh or smile. Always had a joke every time he saw me. Finally, with his persistence, he got my attention, and I fell head over heels in love with this man. On my 18th birthday, I actually left home and never came back home. My mother had a birthday party waiting for me, and I wasn't there. I thought that I would be with this man for the rest of my life, and this man beat me. He cheated on me. He moved other women into our house and slept with them in front of me and would make me watch. Tied me down, kidnapped me, held me hostage, me bloody and beaten and broken through the streets of East Denver in the middle of the night, trying to catch me to keep me from going to the police, because I told him I had had enough and I was leaving and I was going back home. Even after all that, because I had such a low self-esteem, I let him creep back into my mind, and I ended up going back. I did this for 4 years, back and forth with this guy. He taught me how to pimp women. He taught me how to prostitute. He taught me how to hustle, how to sell drugs, how to gangbang. He taught me how to survive, how to live homeless, how to hustle. He raised me, in a sense. All the abuse that I took from him, he would never allow anyone outside of himself to mistreat me. And for that, for some reason, I feel like I owed him some sort of loyalty. I lost a child by this man. Ladies, no one needs to live in a relationship that is killing you mentally, killing you spiritually, killing you physically. In every sense of the word, it is destroying who you are. You're beautiful. You deserve to be loved. immensely, completely, and wholeheartedly from the soul. You deserve a friend that you know will be by you till the end of time. Even if she doesn't condone the mistakes that you made, she still got your back. There's always someone, ladies, always someone that's going to have something negative to say about you, something bad to say about you. But let me tell you something, ladies. Let me tell you something. There's a reason why you have a past. There's a reason why you have a future. There's a reason why you have a present. And there's a reason why it's called the present. Because it's a gift that God is giving you. He's giving you the gift of life for this day, for you to live it abundantly, and above all else, serve Him wholeheartedly and happily from your heart, so that He can give you the desires of your heart, give you the things that you need and want, so that He may hear you laugh and see you glorify His name. He wants to see you happy. He wants to hear your laughter and hear you with a song in your heart and on your lips. He doesn't want to see you broken and hurt, bruised up and battered, just a shell of who you're meant to be, lady. No man is worth that. No man deserves to hurt you that way, to beat you that way. No friend deserves the opportunity to stab you in your back, to steal from you, to take from you, to abuse your friendship and your trust, and to betray you. Love our neighbors. We have to love our enemies. We have to love one another as He loves us, as we love ourselves. But nowhere does it say that you have to put up with abuse mentally, physically, spiritually, or emotionally from anyone. Strong, and I want you happy with friends that will respect you and your right to live free of bondage. Respect your right to be beautiful and happy and in love without jealousy, envy, or strife. Friendship is really overrated, ladies. It really is. And I can tell you from experience, because I don't have any friends at all. A sister of 42 years from another mother. She is not my friend. She is my kindred spirit. She is a part of me. She helped me raise my children, and I helped her raise hers. She calls my parents mom and dad, and I call hers the same. I helped her raise her brothers and sisters. We've been through good times and bad times. We've been through drugs together, promiscuity together, being in relationships with other women together. And although she still lives that lifestyle, and God has saved me from my ugliness, she's got my back and I've got hers. I have a fiance that loves me, but more importantly than loving me, he loves God more, which in turn is teaching him how to treat me the way I need and deserve to be treated. than being secure in who you are, who you're with, and in who you allow in your personal circle. But if you're hurting, if you're lost, if you're beaten down, and if you're broken, I want to be an instrument of restoration for you. I want to help you come out of your bondage. Jesus loves you. I love you. I'll see you next week. God bless you.